I got you. I got you. This channel isn't monetized, so I can't get super chats on here.
This is breaking
Only
news.
cash apps on this channel. That's why we trying to get to 500. Yeah, it's only cash apps on this channel.
And this is a CBS News New York special report. Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted, and that indictment has just been unsealed, and we are combing through it now. These are some of the charges that the mayor is facing right now. There are 5 counts. Count 1, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals. Count 2 is wire fraud. Count 3, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national. The other 2 counts are as such. Count 4, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, and count 5 is bribery.
What I tell y'all, there was rumors going around that he was getting first class flights on Turkish Airlines. So I'm assuming that it's coming from, Turkey. It looks like he was accepting money from them because there is a building in New York City that the Turks that they were trying to like get something passed on it. So they may have been giving him money to actually get it passed. I'm gonna do some research. But yeah, I've heard about that months ago.
These are the first criminal charges ever filed against a sitting mayor in New York City. It is a multi-count indictment, and it goes back many years. Decades of research and documents have been used in this indictment that was unsealed this morning in the Southern District Court. There are very specific charges here, one of them being that the U.S. attorney saying that he smuggled contributions through U.S.-based straw donors from several countries. One of them in particular is Turkey, and we've been following that for quite some
He's cooked. So I was right. I was right. When the first raid started, there was a raid in either February or March of one of his staff members. And that's when the Turkish Airlines stuff came out. And I heard about it back then. Jeez Louise, man. If I can hear about this stuff and start piecing it together, and this is just off of like the little information that they dropping out, man. You know the feds got so much shit. And I found out about this. I'm sitting at work and I'm just like reading the article, and I'm like, damn, the Turks. And it's a building. I'm trying to find there's a building that that Turkey had that they were trying to get something passed, like an inspection or something. But I'm gonna find that article.
some time. The U.S. attorney also saying that he compounded his gains as well, and saying that this stemmed from years before he even ran for mayor.
Yeah, the matching funds program, which we will discuss more at length in a few moments. We're also awaiting a news conference with the Southern District of New York announcing the indictment to give more details on this investigation, as well as a press conference from Mayor Adams himself, who is set to speak at any moment.
We are looking through the indictment. It is many pages long, many details that we are going through. And Eric Adams is now, again, the first sitting mayor in New York City history to be indicted. He did release a video message last night saying that if he is charged, he is innocent and he vows to fight. We have political reporter Marsha Kramer. She is joining us on set as well. I know, Marsha, you have been combing through this, going through the very details, and we've been talking about this for so long. You've been following this case for so long. What are you seeing? What are the main points here?
The thing that was stunning to me is that this goes back to when he was borough president in 2015. So we're talking about a conspiracy to accept bribes from foreign governments that goes back nearly 10 years. But I want to read you some things from one of the pages in the indictment. They talk about the various trips that he received and the values, and that he never reported. A 12,000 trip from India to Turkey, a 40.
I had that before the indictment was unsealed. I had that before the indictment was unsealed. I told y'all about them flights. I told y'all about them. I knew about this shit back in February. The indictment sealed. He got $12,000 flights from India to Turkey. Oh my goodness, man. I should have been a federal agent, man. I'm gonna show y'all the art. Matter of fact, I got the article. Let me finish what they got here, and we're gonna see if they bring it up. But this is a recent article. I'm trying to find the one back in February.
1,000 trip free business class tickets from France, Turkey, and China. 16,000 free business class tickets for 2 round-trip tickets from New York to China. I think that was one of his partners. A $12,000 trip to Hungary, a $9,000 trip to Turkey, a $21,000 trip to Turkey, where he then canceled, and also a $12,000 trip to Ghana via Turkey. And as you know, right after he got elected mayor, he made a point of going to Ghana and going to the slave houses there to dramatize the fact that he was the first black person to go there before he became mayor. And then after the trip, he took the oath of office on January 1st, 2022.
And also listed in the indictment with a number of these trips, small payments to make it look like he actually did make payments, a paper trail left behind to show that there were receipts for these trips.
But only some of the times. I mean, according to this indictment, in the beginning, he would take small payments. Or, for example, he was taking a trip with his partner, according to this indictment, and they bought economy tickets that cost about $12,000 and $2,000, and were upgraded to business class, which was $10,000. But later on, he instructed people not to put those payments in because he didn't want to show up on his campaign finance reports.
Yeah. Are you surprised, Marcia, that we are going back so many years? I mean, we had talked about this, and in the past year, we have seen so much since November of 2023 when we started seeing the feds seize some documents. But now we're looking at a decades-long corruption probe is what they're saying.
Well, you see, what I think is also here is something that we actually reported on repeatedly over the course of the last 9 or 10 months. And that was this, that after he was accepting all of these payments and straw donors from people in Turkey, there came a time when Turkey wanted to pay back, according to the indictment. And the payback was they wanted him to use his power to put pressure on the FDNY to let the Turkish embassy open without a safety check.
Didn't need no indictment. Didn't need no indictment for this, man. Nigga, if all he had to do was just get the economy flights, and when you get there, tell him to give you cash. You don't need a $12,000 flight. I can get you a flight from goddamn LA to fucking India for about $1,200. You can upgrade to about $2,500. And when you get there, tell them to give you $10,000, $15,000 in cash. Spend a little bit there. When you get back over here, give them a little bit of cash. You can't goddamn be getting $10,000, $12,000, $16 flights. What the? Oh, I told y'all about the building, about the flights. Man, this dude. So here's the article that came out yesterday. But I'm gonna find that one back in February. I'm gonna go and look for it. I think it was the New York Post. New York City Mayor Eric Adams expected to face federal charges. Is this the one? Is this the article? No, this ain't it. Where's it at? Oh, yeah, here it is. Where is it at? Bah, 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 bah. This dude is stupid. And you got them mofos sitting up there talking about he's innocent. Yeah, okay, he gonna be innocent, all right. What up, Kendall? He gonna be innocent, all right. He gonna be sitting his ass in that jail with Diddy. Where that damn Turkish building? And then we got AOC. Or what AOC? Okay, she was trying to get him out of there. I about to say, come on, AOC. Here we go. Agents also searched the homes of Adams' liaison to the Turkish community in New York and a former Turkish airline executive. And if the Turkish airline executive was getting these tickets, man, don't ring them up. Just let me fly on the flight. Don't ring me up for $16,000. Y'all paying for it. As a part of the inquiry, federal prosecutors sought information about a time period when Adams was still Brooklyn borough president, but had won the Democratic primary and was widely expected to be elected as mayor in the fall. During that period, Turkish officials were trying to get the city to expedite the fire department of New York approval of a new diplomatic building that was being held because of safety concerns. Federal prosecutors started looking into whether Mayor Adams' previously contact with the fire department of New York crossed any lines. When he inquired about those fire safety and occupancy permits issues resolving around the new high-rise building, which was set to house the new Turkish consulate. Multiple sources with NBC New York said in November 2023. So this first came out in 2023 in November. I heard about it in like February. Sources familiar with the matter said the mayor texted the commissioner of the fire department, Daniel Negro, about when the occupancy of the 35-story building could take place, which the fire commissioner responded saying that it would be handled the following Monday. So we got the fire commissioner in here. We got the police commissioner in here. Oh, man, New York City is going down upon the water. Where is the penguin when you need him? Where is the penguin when you need him? He said it'd be handled Monday. Adams said his text to fire the commission. Adams said his text to the fire. What? He responded saying it would be handled the following Monday. Adams said his text to the fire commissioner was a routine request. Man, ain't no routine request. A source familiar with the matter said the fire commissioner was questioned as a witness by the FBI at least twice, including on November 3rd. So the fire commissioner was probably telling back on the 3rd, which started all of the raids. So that started all of the raids. Let me see.
And the person who didn't want to do it was told, according to this indictment, you'll lose your job if you don't do it. It's right here in this multiple-page indictment.
It's something to the effect of now it's time to pay them back for what they've done to us here in the indictment. Also listed, Marshall, you talk about the straw donors and how they're able to disguise donors. But the bigger issue here is compounding those gains from something called the matching funds program, matching those small dollar contributions, augmenting those numbers to the tune of over $10 million.
I mean, the thing you have to understand is that campaign finance laws in New York are very generous. And if you have a contribution, you can get a 6-to-1 or 8-to-1 match, depending on the year you're talking about. And so it was a very, very important thing. But also, there was another part of the indictment that was amazing when it's...
Hold on. Who was baby girl? I hope she ain't dirty too, man. Someone in New York, I need y'all to find out who this woman is here. I need to ask her a few questions about Mayor Adams. If anybody can find out who she is, send her my Instagram.
Important thing. But also, there was another part of the indictment that was amazing when it talks about a businessman gave him a huge contribution because he thought if he contributed to his mayoral campaign that Eric Adams was such an important figure in New York, he could go on to be president. And that's why he gave him, I believe the figure was $100,000.
After seeing all of this, we are awaiting a mayor's press conference. Can he continue to serve as mayor in New York City?
No, he needs to step down. But this is what I'm talking about right here. Let me see.
And so it was a very, very important thing.
Right here. Someone find out who she is for me. I can't zoom in on her badge because it's a video.
Mayoral campaign that Eric Adams was such an important figure in New York, he could go on to be president. And that's why he gave him, I believe the figure was $100,000.
After seeing all of this, we are awaiting a mayor's press conference. Can he continue to serve as mayor in New York City, do you believe?
Well, I think that's what you're going to see when he has his press conference. There are reports that Hazel Dukes, the head of the NAACP, has gone to Gracie Mansion. I suspect you'll see her there. And I think that you're going to see him do what he did last night, which is to say, these are lies, and I'm going to fight this with every strength and spirit that I have. I can't imagine that he's going to change his tune after last night. Remember, this investigation has been going on for almost 11 months, 10 months. He knows what they have. His lawyers know what they have. You know, interestingly, during the course of this investigation, his lawyers put out a report saying they had investigated these charges and there's nothing illegal. And they...
Wait. At the press conference, he said his lawyers didn't know anything about this. But she's saying that his lawyers have made a statement that they already investigated all of this because this is just being unsealed like 15 minutes ago. So how is Eric Adams saying his lawyers didn't know nothing about it, but his lawyers made a statement saying that they already then went through this whole indictment? Eric, it sounds like you're lying again. You had them old Negroes out there standing next to you talking about, we're gonna fight with him. I've known Eric since he was 4 years old. And one thing I can tell you about Eric is that is a good boy. He's gonna make sure New York City is good. Shut your old ass up. That nigga's guilty. If I knew the nigga was guilty, that nigga's guilty.
Say that they gave that information to federal prosecutors. Obviously, federal prosecutors didn't believe it and thought it was just exculpatory.
So not that any Department of Justice investigation is not wide-ranging, but do you think there are any surprises in the Adams camp right now that this is going back as far as 2014 when this investigation really first started with this foreign influence?
I was stunned to see that it goes back to borough president days. I thought that they were focusing on things that had happened in the mayoral race and things that he had done maybe right before he became mayor as borough president, because we're talking about opening of that embassy that the Turkish government wanted to do in Midtown. But it
See, so they had this indictment before he came out there and started doing all that bullshit, talking about his lawyers ain't never seen the indictment or anything. So it just got unsealed, but his lawyers already made a statement. That's why she quoted him and said, no, we went over it and wasn't nothing illegal about it. Have I ever been wrong about my allegations? Yeah. I make a lot of false allegations. Well, I won't say I make false allegations. I make wrong allegations. But yeah, I'd be wrong. But I don't know, man. When it comes to like following the money, y'all call it pocket watching. But I don't know, man. I just like to see the numbers, you know. I like to see where the numbers come from. So that's why I always, when I hear the numbers, I get excited.
went back much.
And whenever it's dealing with millions, you can pretty much guarantee whenever it's in like an elected official or a celebrity or something, 11 times out of 10, they doing some shady shit. That's just the way it is. When you start talking about millions of dollars, 11 times out of 10, a celebrity, a politician, an elected official, they're doing some shady shit. A doctor, they're doing some shady shit. I don't know why, but it's like once you get all these accolades up on you, you feel you got to just do the most crooked shit. I don't even know how much a lawyer in New York gets paid, but it's more than what any of us are making. And none of us are thinking about doing some bullshit. Like the Turkey government came over, Mo, we need you to pass this inspection. Nigga, please. Hey, y'all gonna have to, I mean, y'all whole country, man, just get the shit done. But
much farther than that, detailing when he originally made contact with the Turkish government and other officials. Now, it's clear from reading this indictment that there is a cooperating witness. They talk about a Turkish official, a member of the Adams administration. I can tell you that one of the members of the Adams administration, Rina Abasoba, which was his contact to the Turkish government when he was borough president, has been, it's been publicly reported that she's cooperating. So I presume that is the Adams official in the indictment. But who is the Turkish official? I know that in the subpoena, they did name the then consul general of Turkey, who Adams has been photographed with, raising flags and walking out of the consulate with him.
let's find who that damn dude is, the consulate general.
So it could be that person as well.
If you're just joining us, we are awaiting a Mayor Adams press conference, but let's take a look again at that multi-count indictment, and we can go through, Marcia, if you would, each of the charges. One of them is bribery, conspiracy. Another is fraud. Another is soliciting illegal campaign donations. Again, as you've been taking a look at this indictment, it's many pages. There are many details in this. This is going to be a difficult one to fight and is going to take a lot of his effort and his time. And so the questions are going to be raised is whether he can continue. So many calls at this point for him to step aside.
Well, I can tell you that my inbox is, I would call it a crescendo of people who are asking him to step aside. But I think that he's going to try to fight it. I think that he feels that these are unfair. And I think we're going to wait and hear what he has to say, but I think he's going to try to fight it.
Again, count one, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals being the first one. And you've talked quite a bit about that as we're taking a look at Gracie Mansion as the mayor is walking to the podium.
The very first.
All right, that's that. But here goes the Turkey consulate general that he's been photographed with. We got one gentleman here. I guess this is him, or is this him? No, this is the fire department commissioner. Oh no, 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 no. I don't know who the hell this is. Oh, that's the Turkish commissioner. Oh no, that's the fire department commissioner, and then the consul in general is this guy. Yeah, that guy looked like he do some bribing.